Hi YouTube, URC Shadow here, and in this video we're going to be looking at the GTA Online mission Extradition, which requires you to be a level 50 or higher and is offered by Martin. We're going to be running this mission solo on hard difficulty, which as of patch 1.15 will give us $15,000 and 2,175 RP. There are three different strategies for this mission, each with their own benefits and drawbacks. Firstly, there's the laser jet method, which can be used by anyone at any level. Second, if you're level 43 and have shelled out 1.7 million for a buzzard attack helicopter, you may want to give the second method a try. And lastly, there's a longer and more riskier third option, which involves driving into the military base and running around with a 4-star wanted level. We won't be covering the third option in this video. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to ignore the waypoint when you start the mission and head to the desert airfield, and on the runway you'll find two laser attack jets. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is to blow up the second jet. Recommend a grenade launcher round, but 2 stickies should do the trick too. Why you need to do this I'll explain later. Next, get into the other laser jet, take off by holding R2 to accelerate and pull down on your left stick to lift off. Once you're in the air, head towards the military base. I find the internal view is best for the laser, which you can get by using the select button. So you can use square to cycle through the weapons, but depending on how confident you are performing ground attacks with the laser, you may just want to stick to the cannon for this first part. Your target is going to be a large cargo plane sitting on the runway, surrounded by military personnel. Approach the base at a shallow angle, looking for the cargo plane on the runway, and then simply strafe it with the cannon. Don't forget to pull up before you reach the target, otherwise you'll fly straight into the debris of the plane you just blew up. You can fire off a few rockets first for some extra kills before switching to the cannon. If this is your first time attempting this mission, you'll probably just want to stick to taking out that plane with the cannon strafe. With the plane destroyed, your next target is a car that's about to spawn on the other side of the river. You want to use square to switch your weapons to rockets and head towards his location near the end of the bridge. As soon as you have a lock, fire your rockets. Feel free to follow up with the cannon for good measure. As you can see, I missed and had to circle around for another attempt. So now you have a choice to make. You need to lose your wanted level, so you can fly out to sea and fly around waiting for the cops to lose interest in you, or you can call Leicester and get your wanted level removed. If you look at how much extra time it adds to the mission to lose the cops, it's much more efficient to pay Leicester the $800. Once you've lost your wanted level, you've got another decision to make: how to get the briefcase that's currently on the floor. If you eject out the plane, it's going to be a long drive back to Martin's house. So alternatively, you can land the plane, retrieve the briefcase and take off again. Make sure your landing gear is down and then line yourself up with the bridge just as I've done. Keep it full throttle the entire time until you're running along the ground on your wheels, then brake with the L2 button. If it doesn't go smoothly, at least you have an extra life to fall back on. Once you're safely on terra firma, get out of your laser, locate and retrieve the briefcase lying on the ground where you destroyed the car earlier, and then return to your laser. If you ejected out the laser, or if you crashed attempting to land it, then I'm afraid this is where you need to start your 2.5 mile drive back to Martin's house. Once you're back in the laser, take off again and head to the drop-off point. Remember at the beginning, we destroyed the other laser? The reason we did that was because if any of those lasers aren't used by the players, then when you destroy that cargo plane, the game will take control of them and use them to hunt you down. Even with Leicester removing your wanted level, the enemy lasers will continue to come after you. So the last step in this mission is going to be ejecting out the laser over Martin's house. A word of warning about ejecting out the laser: if it crashes into populated area, you run the risk of getting a wanted level again. I find it's best to point the laser away from built up areas and tilt it upwards before ejecting to reduce the risk. All that's left to do is to use the square button to open your parachute and glide down to the drop-off point. Hold L1 and R1 at the same time to control the speed and direction of your landing. So there you have it. Mission complete, and Martin's going to let you live for another day. So what about the buzzard attack helicopter method? So, at the start of the mission, near the desert airfield again, use your in-game phone to call Pegasus and request your buzzard. Remember, if you're too close to the airfield, then the buzzard won't spawn there, and instead will spawn at the next nearest airfield. Once you have your buzzard, use it to destroy both the lasers sitting on the runway. This is so the game can't use them against you later on. It will take 2 rockets to destroy each laser, and you won't be able to lock onto them, so land in front of them and fire once you're level. Make your way to the military base as we did previously, but this time don't go in all guns blazing. Stay over the river so that you don't activate the trigger that will cause the cargo plane to take off. Once you're in place over the river, turn towards the military base and hover there, locking onto the various targets. Keep pumping rockets into them until you hit and destroy the cargo plane. Then fly towards the base. Gaining some altitude here will help you avoid taking damage. Activate the trigger, unlocking the next part of the mission. Immediately turn around and head towards the car that spawns and destroy it. You'll probably find this harder than with the laser, but the benefit of course is that once you have destroyed it and lost your wanted level, you can simply land to retrieve the briefcase and take off again. So once you've finally destroyed the car, you again have that choice of how to lose your wanted level. Here I've chosen the quickest method, which is paying Lester. All that's left to do now is pick up the briefcase, get back in the helicopter and take it back to Martin's house. So, that's it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this, and feel free to message me if there are other missions you'd like me to make a video for.